Geography, interaction, and globalization. American sociologist said that principle of least effort is used to apply the human moment to suggest that location decisions are made to minimize the effort required to overcome the friction of distance. So people try to have a minimum distance, and so all the decisions are made according to the principle of least effort. Our decisions of distance and space are used by Euclidean geometry, and this tradition has been described as a container view of space because it sees space as a framework in which geography facts are located and geography events occur. When we are concerned with the spheroidal surface, that is surface of Earth, Riemann geometry is more appropriate than Euclidean geometry because Riemannian space has a straight line, straight distance between two locations is a curved line, not a straight one. The characteristic of a particular geometry can be described in terms of the path of minimum distance between 2 points, which is called geodesics, and 5 related concepts of distance and space are physical, time, economic, cognitive, and social. Time-space convergence, the idea that the travel time typically decreases with improvement in the technology of transport, has been labeled by time-space. Economic distance is the cost incurred to overcome physical distance. Distance travel is closely linked with economic status. People who regularly overcome large distance for business and pleasure are sometimes described as hypermobile. Proximity is the study of social distances as defined by individual in particular circumstance and is typical as subject for social physiologists, not geographers. Social distance is measured by the amount of interaction between groups, for example, the degree of intermarriage. Social distance is the complete in culture with rigged hierarchical case system. So the gravity model describes the relationship between quantity of movement and distance. And the gravity model describes relationship between pairs of points, where potential model describes endpoints have on one point. Social physics is a study in which physics analogies are applied to social phenomena. Not only human geographers are comfortable with an approach that treats humans as molecules and places as masses. It is best interpreted as a process of spreading geographic space and growth over time. Culture geography, spatial analysis, and political economy. Research in spatial analysis. So the main purpose was to study diffusion as a process affecting change in human landscapes. So this research also introduced a number of themes. Stimulation, which allowed for the likelihood of any given acceptance of an innovation to be interpreted as a probability. Call imperial regularities because they are constantly observable in geographic analysis. Those four are neighborhood effect, hierarchical effect, resistance effect, and S-shaped curve. Research and political economy. So post-1970 focused on the expectedly human consequence of diffusion, frequently associated with Marxist perspective. Any process that adds to existing technology capacity but also affect the use of resource in some way. Related concept, innovation, diffusion. Transport systems. The three processes of characterize the evaluation of transportation system. We have intensification, diffusion, and articulation. Intensification, filling of space. Diffusion, spread across space, and articulation is development of more efficient spatial structure. So the transport changes have response to advancing technology and various social and political factors. A network consists of a specific location linked together by routes to form some interconnected system. So the locations that are linked by routes are usually referred to as nodes, and nodes are both source and destination of all types of movement. They may be individualistic or aggregate of individual in the form of specific business or settlement. Models of transportation as railways, air, road, and water. Trade theory. So classical trade theory is by Ricat about 1800. He focuses on the natural or historical created differences between countries specializing in advantage, production, and disadvantage in both. Then we have a neoclassic trade theory. It extends classical theory by using geometric techniques and adding further concepts such as notion of external economics. Then we have a modern trade theory. It extends the range of variable labor, production, capital, and entrepreneurship countries in terms of their overall enrollment. Transnational corporations, so they're able to command and control production and sales at a global scale and usually can relocate production and other facilities with relative ease. Functionally integrated and able to benefit from geographical variations in capital, knowledge, labor resource, national regulations, and taxes. Related concept foreign direct investment, international individuals. So the cons in globalizations are many business-oriented benefits, their increased wages and consequence of changes are uncertain, while the cons are more beneficial to developed worlds and selective free trade contributed to ever widening gap between rich and poor.